Okay, now real talk. Most men have been taught that self worth is about confidence. Fake it till you make it, right? Chest out, big voice, don't show weakness. And you know what happens? Women sense it immediately. And it backfires. Let me explain what is actually happening psychologically. Self worth isn't confidence. Confidence is how you project yourself. Self worth is how you actually feel about yourself when nobody is watching. See the difference? A man with self worth doesn't need to prove anything because he is already comfortable with his own value. He doesn't interrupt because he doesn't need to dominate the conversation. He listens because he is secure enough to care about what others think. He doesn't put on a persona because he knows his authentic self is enough. Section 2. Deeper into psychology. Now, psychology identifies 4 pillars of actual self worth. And here is where most men miss it. Pillar number 1, purpose. Do you have something you are building toward? Not because someone else wants you to, but because you want to. A man with self worth is building his life. He has direction, he has goals, he has something that matters to him. And women can sense that. They are attracted to men who have their own vision. Now, section 3, pillar number 2, that is boundaries. A man with self worth has boundaries. He doesn't say yes to everything. He doesn't abandon his plans to please someone else. He is willing to disappoint people whenever necessary. And paradoxically, that makes him more attractive, not less. Because boundaries signal self-respect. A man without boundaries is a man who will lose himself in relationships. And women don't want that. They want a man strong enough to stay himself. Section 4, pillar number 3, community. This one surprises guys. You think self-worth means being independent, right? Wrong. A man with real self-worth has quality friendships. He has people he trusts, people he can be vulnerable with. Because here is the thing psychology shows us. A man who isolates himself, who only looks to romantic relationships for connection, that man becomes anxious and needy in his relationships. But a man with a strong friend group, with a community, with the people who support him, he brings security to relationships instead of demand. And women feel that difference. Now, section 5, pillar number 4, self-awareness. This is the biggest one. Self-worth doesn't come from thinking you are perfect. It comes from knowing your flaws and working with them anyway. A man with a real self-worth is willing to look at his trauma. He is willing to examine his patterns. He is willing to say, I am anxious about this, or I struggle with this without shame. And women are neurologically wired to recognize this. Self-awareness is incredibly attractive because it signals maturity. It signals the ability to grow. It signals that you are not going to unconsciously damage her with your unexamined patterns. Bringing it all together. So here is a paradox that changes everything. Real self-worth isn't about being the loudest guy in the room. It's about being genuinely comfortable who with you are. Purpose, boundaries, community, self-awareness. Build those 4 pillars and your self-worth becomes unshakable. And when your self-worth is unshakable, you stop trying so hard. You stop seeking validation. You stop playing games. And that is when women truly choose you. Not because you are perfect, but because you are genuinely comfortable with yourself. If you want to go deeper on how to actually build these 4 pillars, watch the next video. It breaks down the exact psychology of self-worth. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let us keep building. Thank you.